I would hope they're not dumb enough to do it.
Okay.
Specifically, Shawn Michaels.
Right.
Since he's the one that books NXT now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they give that matchup now.
You can't.
I think it has to wait till WrestleMania weekend and stand and deliver. Julia versus Stephanie McCool.
Has to.
Has to. There's no way you give that matchup. There's already history there because before she had lost that strong title to Mercedes Moné,
right? She
beat Julia for that title. So the history's already there.
There you go.
But that match has got to wait until then. You got to find a way. It could be something as simple as that.
Right.
She thinks she's the number one contender.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that's been in that locker room come out, hey, how you just going to jump over me? That starts a feud.
Right.
You drag that. You do whatever you got to do, but you don't give that matchup. So then on top of that, there's rumors of this. I don't know much about her, but there's rumors of this big-time Australian chick named Delta.
I did watch some of her shit.
And she apparently is signing as well.
Right.
So that's another wrinkle in it. That, like, you could almost explore that.
But that's the thing, though, right? You got 3 to 4 off the top that you could save for WrestleMania that you could build up to your already strong NXT Women's Division card. Like, in my mind, like, the reason why, because people are like, why do AEW put such matches on TV? AEW don't have the luxury as WWE, so to speak. So you're going to get Will Ospreay versus MJF on TV, things of that nature. Could they save it? Yeah. But at the same time, they know we got to get as many eyes on us now that's not going to pay for the pay-per-view and go that route. But this, there's a lot of ways you could stretch that out to.
In looking at the NXT Women's Division alone, I don't know how many of them can go toe-to-toe with Julia.
Right.
Or Stephanie. I'm just being honest.
No.
Because that's the main reason they introduced that Women's North American title. Because I'm even having a hard time thinking about it. Roxanne Perez, yes, 100%.
Right.
After her, I'm not too sure who they actually have got.
Right.
So unless they pull from the main roster, they may almost be forced to have to go to that match.
Right.
Because, Kaylani Jordan is the North American champ.
Right.
She's fucking getting better and better every fucking time I see her.
Right.
But with her being a North American champ, can't really go that route just yet.
Right.
Sol Ruka's getting better and better, but her name isn't there yet. So it's not
all the way.
It's not that pay-per-view match.
True.
That you really want.
Okay.
So unless you bring somebody off the main roster, they might actually be forced to have to do.
I have to bring it.
And I'm not mad at it at all.
Right.
Go right for the judge. Give us what we want. If I ain't got to wait till fucking April, if I don't have to wait till April for that match, then fucking fine.
Give me what I want.
I'll take it all day long.
No complaints.
But just
it makes sense.
A match that huge, if I could wait, then I'd do it. So that's why I'm wondering when Delta is going to start.
Right.
Because there's that option. I personally don't like the not that I don't think it will be a good match.
Okay.
I just it almost feels like, and this is no slight to her,
all right,
but it almost is that situation of one of these doesn't belong.
Makes
almost.
sense.
If you got Stephanie McCool, Julia, Roxanne Perez.
Right.
Roxanne Perez is almost like, I
don't.
Yeah. I feel like those two would overshadow her almost.
Facts.
Like, so I don't know. But I'm interested to see where it goes.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be damn interesting. And I'm here for it.
100%.
I'm here for it.
Like I said, I don't think you could really go wrong in either scenario. If you do, go ahead and do it now.
Right.
And you build to something else for
Right.
Stand and Deliver. All right, cool. But it's just one of those things you got to keep in mind. Stand and Deliver is basically NXT's WrestleMania. And that's the match that could main event Stand and Deliver. Stephanie McCool vs. Julia. That could main event that shit. So that's just something you just got to think about.
It's going to be worth it.
So we shall see. But I'm definitely excited about it. Julia's so goddamn fine.
Man, look. Her and Stephanie Vancouver, them bitches, they're rocking, holding something. Like, they'll get it. They will fucking get it.
Yeah.
That is true.
It really kills me. Just thinking about it, it's like then if you add in Delta, it's like, goddamn, did NXT just jump right back up to having the best fucking women's division? Like,
with them 4 strong, because guess what? Any 4 of them can main event on any, I'm talking about WWE main roster, AEW, Ring of Honor, Stardom. Any one of them can be the top dog on any one of the shows.
And then it's like, now you think about their fucking mid-card with Soul Ruben, Ronnie Jordan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Fallon Henley, Cora Jade, whenever she comes back. Nikita Lyons is about to come back. So it's nuts.
In my mind, that means you don't have to rush them to the top. You can let them
100%.
marinate on their North American Championship, build up like Kehlani Jordan, seeing that progress, and when she hits that threshold of breaking through, be like, okay, drop it. Now you're up here with these 4, with these 5. Go from there. Wash, rinse, and repeat. So, that's a damn look. NXT, like they may just have, like you say, the best women's division in all of wrestling.
And it might even be all around the way they're booked.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'll say consistency.
Facts.
Like even if the matches aren't that great,
mm-hmm.
which a lot of times they're not, because again, you're dealing with. I'm not even gonna, since we're just speaking specifically on the women's division.
Right.
You're dealing with a lot of women that haven't even been wrestling for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh out of college, from
mm-hmm.
doing track and field and volleyball and all these other sports.
Right.
To now learning not only how to wrestle, but learning how to wrestle the WWE way.
Right. It's different.
Inside of 2 years being on TV, you're going to get a lot of rough matches.
True.
But the consistency
mm-hmm.
is there. Now you add on the extra opportunities of a lot of them are going over to TNA and wrestling in their style too.
Right.
It's getting more eyes on them. They're getting more work in, more. It might be the most consistently.
Facts. And you see the growth. I remember, like, specifically at NXT, because before Bianca Belair was Bianca Belair, she was a little rough
mm-hmm.
around the edges. But you see them mature and grow in NXT. So when they say next, they mean that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't just be there just to tap out, but slowly becoming its own entity. I mean, it's already, like you say, it ain't what it used to be back in the day, but if they keep up.
I'm excited. I'm excited about it. And again, there's no touching that era of NXT.
No.
That was arguably, I mean, I've said it numerous times. I think we both said it numerous times. That was arguably, in totality as a whole, meaning from the booking to the storylines, to the in-ring action, to the pay-per-views, that was arguably the greatest time of professional wrestling ever.
Yeah.
Like, that's how highly regarded.
Yep.
2014,
mm-hmm.
about 2019, 2020 NXT.
Man.
Woo! There was damn near nothing better in totality.
A golden age.
And the reason I say in totality, because, you know, we always go back to the Attitude Era.
Right.
Where they weren't putting on many 5-star matches, but
storylines.
The matches fell perfectly because of the stories that were being told. Now, the one thing that always sticks out with the Attitude Era is the star power will never be matched.
No.
In any promotion you think of.
Period.
That star power.
Because they had legends
nuts.
like that. Even the middle championships had feuds that were fucking out this world with top name stars. So it's like you say, not even close.
Dude, they made us care about the big boss man feeding Al Snow his own dog. They made us care about that. Dude, you know how asinine that sounds?
That is true.
That he really had Al Snow in that hotel room tearing that fucking linguine up. It's okay. He fucking eating his own damn dog. Dude. Like, that was how good that shit was because you didn't want to miss not a single part. There's times I'll cut on Raw, I gotta fast forward through some of it.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that. Same with SmackDown. Even sometimes on NXT.
Right.
Don't really care about them.
It's decent.
AEW, don't really care about
but like you say,
random factions. But then you're watching every single part of that damn show.
Yep.
Fucking even with the little mini luchadors. Was Max Mini and all that?
Yeah.
You even cared about them. Shit. Yeah.
That is the truth though.
Like,
because I was watching a clip where who was it? Van Fleet. He does the interview wrestling. He was talking to Booker T wife, Charmel. I was talking about when Kurt Angle was stalking her. She was like, I thought it was great. She was like, I know we could get away with it now, but back then they brought it up to me and I was like, yeah, let's do it. Whoever thought of it, it was G's. And they showed the clips and I was like, I forgot about this shit. Yeah. Kurt Angle was a menace.
God, that whole time frame was just. Now, did they hit on everything? Absolutely not. Some shit they fucked up. Well, Vince fucked up.
True.
And them higher ups, whoever was under his thumb at the time, they fucked up a lot of shit.
Right.
When the whole invasion angle happened and they acquired the the WCW guys.
Right.
Booker T should have been that guy. 100%.
Easy.
But Vince, and I'll even go ahead and say it, man, we champion now for the job he does.
Right.
Triple H had a part in Booker T
not being where he
guy.
Yep.
That his influence back then.
So now,
the boss's daughter.
Yep.
He got way more leeway, more rope than a lot of guys had. They buried the fuck out of Booker T.
He found a way to make some shit work. But you're 100% right. Booker T should have been that dude.
Yep.
Went from tag teams. He was WCW dude. And he made, but Trips was like, nah, not happening.
Because I've even seen, well, not actually seen it, but I've seen the transcript of interviews done, and that was the main reason why Stevie Ray didn't come with him.
No shit.
Because he had just had a feeling.
Right.
I'm guessing it was more so looking at how black wrestlers were treated back then, unless you were The Rock.
Right.
Which I don't even know if The Rock counts. I'll be honest.
Well, because they highlight a lot of his Samoan heritage. Now, of course, his dad, get it, cool, but they most of the time treat The Rock like he's more Samoan than he is black. So, that makes a lot of sense.
Because if there ever should have been, like, it's a damn shame they took all the way to Kofi Kingston for him to be the first black WWE champion. Because if we really are being honest, at the very least, I know there was some that came before him, but at the very least, it should have been Farouk.
Yep.
When the APA broke up, they gave JBL that push.
Yep.
That could have been a time when they broke up. Now, obviously, Farouk was older than JBL, considerably older.
Right.
So that window
was smaller.
Was definitely smaller. But when they broke up, that could have been the time to do it.
Right.
To make that push for him to do it.
Now that's
and somebody else that I think would have, and we actually talked about this. I forgot when we were talking about wrestling a few weeks ago, but somebody else that I think was probably on that trajectory had tragedy not struck was D'Lo Brown.
Yes.
The whole thing with Draws fucked his whole career up.
No doubt.
He was somebody out there that would have took that step. He was above average on the mic, ridiculous in the ring for a man his size. We was talking about this. Jacob Fatu basically is D'Lo Brown.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like a lot of motherfuckers that are amazed by Jacob Fatu, 100% get it.
Right.
But D'Lo Brown was doing that shit 30 years ago.
It made it look easy. Made it look damn easy.
Got one of the best frog splashes too.
With that vest on, shit.
That full jackknife.
Yes.
Shit.
Damn D'Lo.
Ladies and gentlemen, you'll have to applause. Our wrestling talk, we get in these moments.
It be that way sometimes.
It do. Always gonna be a wrestling fan, no matter what. Been this way since I was a kid. I love wrestling just like I love basketball, music, and movies.
Facts. I mean, I'll put it to y'all like this. Y'all say, oh, wrestling is fake. So as most of the 95% of the reality TV shows y'all watch now is fake. Mm-hmm. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. At least with wrestling, you get good drama and actual fighting. So think of it as your own action movie that comes on weekly that you get to enjoy. Just my thoughts.
And actually, when it comes to wrestling, I actually prefer the term scripted, not fake. Because when people say, oh, wrestling's fake, guess what? What's your favorite movie? That shit fake. And them motherfuckers ain't doing their own stunts unless your name is Jackie Chan. These motherfuckers are actually doing their own stunts. And they doing it on live TV. So they fuck up. They get their ass chewed out backstage.
Facts. So, and get your ass buried, which means that, guess what? You most likely won't be back on TV, which will impact your paycheck.
You back there and cater
it. Damn right.
Yeah. But yeah, always gonna be a wrestling man. I love it. Love all different kinds of it.
Yeah. Always a good storyline, good jokes, good laughs, good action. How can you not like it? And for those of you who don't like it, have you actually just watched? When was the last time you watched it, observed it, and seen what was going on? It's changed a lot since then.
It really has. Whew, all the ladies. Oh my goodness.
Listen.
This literally might be the era of the baddest female wrestlers that we have ever seen.
True.
Or as far as the number.
Right.
Because you think about when we grew up, there was like 5. You had Sunny.
Right.
And she didn't even wrestle. Just came out there reffing and sitting on King's lap and shit.
That's it.
Backstage fucking Shawn Michaels and shit.
That's it.
And you had Sable. Had a cool little run.
Right.
I always preferred Sunny over her. Not that she didn't look good, because she did, but I always preferred Sunny over her.
That is true.
Then Trish came. Trish and Lita.
Yeah.
And then
who came?
Mickey James.
A little bit later after that was who? Michelle McCool.
Layla.
Melina, yep. Yes.
But it's just this era now, they are everywhere. They're in WWE, NXT, TNA, New Japan.
You can't go wrong. You're not going to miss.
Fucking AEW, Lucha Libre. They're everywhere, boy.
You can't miss.
Goodness.
That is just the absolute facts.
Well, yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed our TED Talk on wrestling.
Yes.
Shit.
So if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot us a line. We got you covered. Just in case whether your boyfriend or your girl, when I can't get into it, well, come to us. We will be more than happy to educate you in that regard.
Damn skip. But yes, sir, we are back. Once again, I forgot what fucking episode we are. Oh, well, we get shit. Y'all figure it out.
I think it's 104 or 5-ish.
Somewhere in there.
Season 6.
Episode 3. Episode 3. That's easy. That's fucking easy.
That much we do know.
But as you guys already know, I am sitting across from the baddest man in the land, the Walking Holiday He-Man.
And as you know, I'm sitting in front of the one, the only, the bad guy, P-Mac, in all his grace and glory.
And it's time to give it shits. I came across a video. Where's the notes? So a young lady, she asked her man for $50.
Okay.
According to her, again, there's two sides to every story. I don't have his side of it, I only have hers.
Okay.
But according to her, this gentleman said he gave her the $50.
All right.
But he also said, don't get used to it.
Okay.
First off, you a fuck nigga for saying don't get used to it. I don't even understand why that's your thought process. If that's your lady asking for money, that's number one. But
right.
Here's the thing or the reason I wanted to bring this up.
Okay.
According to her, she didn't actually need the money. She was testing him to see if he would give it to her. Now, again, I'm not excusing him saying don't get used to it because that's just some fuck shit. Right. But this young lady openly admitted she didn't know what his financial circumstances were. Right. And that she didn't care because she was just testing him to see if he would actually give it to her. Right. The issue I have with that is, obviously, again, I'm not excusing what he said, but that could have been his last $50 that he had.
That is true.
And she's sitting there playing with it. Here's the issue. Here's why I say she's playing with it. Here's why I say she's playing with the nigga. According to her, they've been together 4 years.
See, that was going to be a question I was going to ask now.
She ain't never demanded that he do for her before this situation.
Okay.
Like, it was at like a, it was at like a fucking, like a convention or some shit where she was asking a question of how she should handle it.
Okay.
Or whatever. And like, she had never asked him for money before they'd been together all this time. So I'm like, y'all been together for 4 years. You basically let this nigga get away with doing the bare minimum. Now, 4 years later, you trying to see if he gonna hold you down. You should have been demanding that from day one.
Facts. Not
necessarily in that way, but that's one of the things you gotta. We talked about it last week. Your needs and wants in relationships. If there's something you require, you require a nigga that's gonna support you, hold you down, be there for you. If you stuck on the side of the road and you need your tire changed or some shit, you need to know that nigga's gonna be there for you, and not, or if he's not gonna be there for you, that's something you need. But you can't pick year 4 to start doing that bullshit. No. You gotta do that shit early on. No. That's the problem I have with this whole thing.
I have to agree very much so, because that was going to be one of the main questions that was going to be asked. How long they've been together? What does that look like? Because that plays a role. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between we just started dating a week or two ago. You asked me for $50 compared to 4 years in. There is something that goes along with that. So for her to all of a sudden test him in this regard 4 years in, no, but I agree with you. Why? Because if that's your old lady, that shouldn't be a problem. Whether it's your last, whether you got a bank account good enough, if I've been rocking with you for 4 years, not only am I going to give you 50, I'm going to say, are you good after that? Are you straight? Do you need anything else? Okay, straight. If anything pops off, anything changed, let me know, and I got you. Because obviously you've shown something for me to fuck with you for 4 years. And what I mean by that is I'm not even talking finances. Because in my mind, you making a plate, you checking up on me, you provide me, say for instance, the opportunity to lay my head, you making me, just certain things, knickknacks here and there, where even one of those is more than $50 in my mind. So when he says, don't get used to it, okay, so what happened before this? What conversation took place for him to feel comfortable to say that? To say, okay, don't get used to it. Was it one of those, my finances are your finances, so on and so forth? Or is that what y'all got established and was laid? But to backtrack and piggyback on something else, ladies, we need to have a discussion in regards to this testing shit. See, that y'all watch these videos on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook and be like, all right, I'm gonna try it out. Cause my thing is this, us as men, I see some of these, and I could be wrong, correct me if I am. When men test women through some of these challenges, it's mostly pranks, aka, okay, having a mannequin on top of him while she walking in, or a faint fall, something like that. To be like, babe, I'm joking.
And I still find that shit corny, by the way, too. But
very much so.
Is how it is.
Because I'm like, you doing it. First of all, I get the old school America's Home Video pranks. You know, stuff that to where it's ha laugh. But when you making it to the point to where the possibility of something of fucking up your relationship being real just to get likes, views, and comments, you are treading on thin ice with that.
And you playing with fire if she Latina, you need your ass cut.
You're going to get cut, you're going to get harmed, you're going to get cussed out, and most likely some shit not going to get let go. And I feel like, is it worth it? Is it worth going through with these tests for those things? But I digress. Come back to that in a minute. I have a question for you in regards to the topic that you just brought up.
Sure.
Say, for instance, 4 years in, right? When, or just in general, when do you feel like finances should be discussed in a relationship or marriage? When do you feel like that conversation in regards to bills, money, payments, overall finance, when do you feel like is an ample opportunity for when finances are discussed in a relationship?
Well, obviously this is also something that is kind of subjective per relationship depending on how fast or slow things move. Mm-hmm. Me personally, I think if it comes up, or not if it comes up, but mm-hmm. I think once you start living together, mm-hmm. it's probably a good time to start thinking about, okay, how are we gonna divvy up rent? Like, are you moving in with her, mm-hmm. where she's already paying on everything? Is she moving in with you, where you're already paying on everything in your house, right? To where you're not asking her to pay on anything now that mm-hmm. she's moved in. And I think it should be around then. Once y'all moving together, I think it's a good point to start at least broaching that topic. Because again, it's like if I'm inviting somebody into my house, I'm already in here mm-hmm. paying for everything. Like, what if she comes and is like, hey, should we split rent? Mm-hmm. Or are you just going to keep paying on your own? Like, I've got certain things that I've got that are going to be added. You know, the water bill, the electricity bill is going to start mm-hmm. going up. You need help paying with it. Like, right. Those kind of conversations I think should be had around, I would say around then, about when you move in together.
Right on. And that totally makes sense, right? Because if you're going to be living in the same space, and even because I find that very interesting as well, because you're going to have those that are like, oh, well, you're the man, you're supposed to pay everything. Hold on now, Hot Rod, slow down there, Easy Britches. It's the old saying, just because I can doesn't mean that I should have to. And I feel like a conversation of when you move in, that is a telltale sign of how to get to know each other. Because one of the biggest reasons why people break up or divorce happens is behind finances. Mm-hmm. And so, what are you bringing to the table? Okay, if I do pay everything, what are you bringing to the table outside of that? Because if it's just sex, no, that is not what it's always about. What else are you bringing to the table? Now, it's totally different if, say, for instance, she got goals or business ventures or things that she want to pursue, right? And I'm like, I'm fucking with you. Obviously, we finna move in together. I'll hold this down. You pursue what you want to pursue. You stack your cheese, your chips, and then we'll go from there. Even then, there's going to be a time limit on that. Why? Because I feel like some level of responsibility has to be played in part. Some way, shape, form, or fashion. So if I'm like, all right, we move in 6 months. Cool. If you're going to school, if you got a business venture, how can I help you get that off the ground? What does that look like? How can I support you financially? You stack your cheese up, go from there, moving forward. But if none of these conversations, like you say, being had before, they need to fucking happen, because mm-hmm. another aspect of it too is all careers aren't built the same. Which means that if, say for instance, she's like, well, you can move in with me. Okay, cool. I got more space. I got a house, da-da-da. Right on. Comparison of finances and paychecks need to be made because if you're like, okay, well, you cover A, B, and C, well, damn, that's half my check. That's almost all my check. Wow, that's just a fragment of yours. These things need to be discussed to think about a level of parity. Because if not, that is how arguments start. That is how disagreement starts. That is how things are said that can't be taken back. And you can best believe, fellas, I'm going to tell you this right now. You better get your shit together. Because if you don't, and y'all get an argument, whether it's out in public or just between y'all.
You know what she's going to say?
What? She is finna get on your motherfucking ass, Jack, in regards to you not holding it down. You broke motherfucker. You penniless nigga.
I'm telling you, because y'all motherfuckers don't understand in these arguments. There's two go-to phrases on that. That one right there is probably second.
Look,
the first one, little dick ass nigga. The very second one after that, you broke ass bitch.
I'm trying to tell you. Look, fellas, being a hobosexual is not good. You can't be the days of being broke and just thinking you just gonna lay up and slang dick and think that's gonna be the A-OK. Look, if you're doing it now, it's temporary. Trust me. You may feel like the dick is good enough to where I ain't gotta work. I can just sit up in my pajamas with my dick out, eat food while she go to work and do nothing and play PS5. That is temporary. These women will entertain it long enough until they find something better. Because in their mind, they're going to feel like they done got hip to the point of they're going to either talk to somebody or it's going to dawn on them. Damn, I can get a motherfucker that can slang good dick and got a good job. And then guess what? She going to look at you and see you over there scratching your balls. Ain't paying shit, but laying up. Look, fellas, you better come on with it. Being a homosexual is not in.
It definitely is not.
And ladies, I know we're not there yet, specifically in Texas, but it's finna start getting cold outside, which means these niggas finna start, you know what I'm saying, needing a place to lay up, need a place to stay, want somebody to cuddle with, and they ain't got it together. They're gonna be like, listen, I want to be with you, baby. I love you. Can I just, let me get back on my feet. They're gonna want to lay up, not pay shit, and just be up underneath you all damn day. So you have been warned.
And ladies, if you need help spotting these motherfuckers, I'm going to let you know right now, these are the motherfuckers that sit here that are fucking for an hour and a half. Any nigga fucking for that long, he need a place to stay.
Facts.
I got a job. I got my own place. I'm giving you 17 and a half minutes and I'm gone. I'm just giving you a forewarning. If a motherfucker sitting there fucking you for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, it's because he needs somewhere to stay.
He like, you gonna remember me. You ain't, See, that's that I ain't got a job energy. You know what I'm saying? And and can a nigga do an hour and a half? Yeah. But at the same time, not saying we gonna pull out all the tricks immediately like we've discussed in previous episodes. But, and that brings up another question, right? If y'all out there fucking for an hour and a half, ladies, and you still ain't got your rocks off, that's a problem. Because all sex ain't built the same. You know, you out there getting your rock, you out there fucking for an hour and a half, and you ain't got no nut yet in an hour and a half. Something ain't right. The math ain't math, and the sex ain't sex, and if you fuck for an hour and a half, first of all, if you let any man fuck on you for an hour and a half, and you didn't get your rocks off without faking yours, be like, all right, I'm done. I don't know what's going on. Well, then again, if you get your rocks off and still want to keep going, cool. But I at least feel like if you're going through all of that for an hour and a half, ladies, you at least should be able to get your rocks off.
Yeah,
at least.
I ain't got a point. I ain't got a motherfucking point. Now, it works the same way, the same way, fellas. If you fucking for an hour and a half and she don't get you off, run. And this is including without having whiskey dick, all right? Because sometimes whiskey dick is different. But you're right. If it's an hour and a half and you still ain't there, and that whiskey is whiskey. Just saying.
Some conversations need to be had.
They really do. They really do.
Yeah.
Kind of staying on this, we broached this subject 2 episodes ago.
All right.
Talking about Uncle Shay Shay.
Oh shit.
Dirty talk in the bedroom.
Oh shit. Listen.
Number one, I'm never saying a girl's name in the bedroom because that just threw me that he was all on there. Just we all wonder who Michelle is still because he was sitting there. Oh yeah, that's all you, Michelle. That's all you, Michelle. Like,
nah.
I'm like, that's her job. She's supposed to be saying your name,
right?
But I don't think I've ever said a girl's name in the bedroom.
No, like, man, dirty talk. Look, I feel like, okay, because we talked about this in previous episodes. What I mean by this is sexual compatibility, right?
Yeah.
Because some things you can't do with each partner, specifically as men, right? All women are built different when it comes down to sex. I'm not gonna lie. I bring that shit up before we fuck. And I let it be known. My mouth is filthy, alright? My mouth is dirty talk in the bedroom. If my shit is a fucking trash heap, alright? Over there off of 84. My shit is garbage dumpster juice. And I will let you know that if that is not what you are looking, I'm not that guy, alright? I am not finna whisper sweet nothings in your ear. That is not my forte. That is not what I do. So dirty talk in the bedroom, and that is a good question, right? And the reason being is because, ladies, let us ask, what type of dirty talk do you like in the bedroom? Because from what I've heard, some women enjoy to be that level of submissive, meaning good girl. That is, they like that. It puts them in a certain space when certain things sit.
I know something that will run the fuck away
and be ready to square up.
Not from experience, but from shit that was actually told to me.
You say facts. You say good girl and see what happens.
Legs,
and it's gonna dry up like the Sahara Desert. You are 100% correct. So I feel like that is a conversation that needs to be had beforehand, because dirty talk or talk in general in the bedroom can literally change the trajectory of sex. Or a woman could be getting so close to the point where it doesn't, one wrong word, a click or something, and be like, whoop, nope. And you can tell right then and there in that moment, fellas, if you're paying attention to her body and what that looks like. So yes, I feel like dirty talk. But as you mentioned, not saying her name and no. We're not doing that. No.
You better be using that against me.
Because item number 3 that women will bring up
right there, right underneath. It's gonna be right, and it's always fucking at dinner when all these people around. You ain't said it when you were screaming my name the other day.
What, bro? That's right up there with the Amazon position. All right, you might as well just get out of there. You're out of there. You can't combat that. All right, you can't. There's not much you can say if you say her name in bed outside of when you finna get ready to come. Like, oh shit, oh. But if she got you literally in that sense saying her name, that's something there.
When it definitely comes to it, I got like my general shit that I say that's usually not too much, but for the most part, I read the room.
Mm-hmm.
And that's usually like some steps later. I kind of tailor my dirty talk specifically to the girl, depending on how she is, how her attitude is,
right?
All that kind of stuff. Because you got some women that are more reserved, to where okay, I'm gonna be a little bit more of an uplifting king.
Okay.
But then you got some girls that are a little bit more rowdy and a little rougher, where okay, I'm gonna slut you out and I'm gonna fucking dirty bitch you and all this shit like that. Like, so it really depends. The more I get to know you,
right,
what you like and what you don't like in the bedroom, I kind of tailor it per woman.
And that makes
Otherwise,
sense.
I'm just gonna be like, ugh.
And I feel like you could test it out before anything even happens, right? Having those conversations, and because hopefully before sex actually take place, you have some level of intimacy talk. Mm-hmm. You're able to gauge what would be okay, what would be over the line, what that would look like, and that preference, her preference in the bedroom, so on and so forth. So if you haven't tested those waters and you just going in without that, be prepared for good or for bad. Because on that token, there has been some girls be like, I don't know, I'm just, like you say, that real reserve. Then once it starts, they transform into a whole different animal that be like you say, slut me out, let's go. Another compartment can be, again, when drinks get going. Mm-hmm. It is being versatile enough to adjust on the fly in that moment when it's taking place and what that looks like.
And then also, I tailor it to the woman, but then also, what kind of sex are we having?
Right.
Are we having where it's a little more sensual, where we actually have some love making, and we got some soft music going, or are we straight fucking?
Because there isn't.
Or is it a quickie?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it some drunk sex?
Right.
Or is it makeup sex? Or is it we mad, but not mad enough to where we're not going to fuck? We're just going to fuck and I'm not talking to you again after we're done. We gonna go back to
come back to that one
here in a little bit. But that's the thing. Like, is it what kind of sex we have? Because if it is more sensual, maybe we started off with some massages.
Right.
Maybe I will get to again my uplifting king. I'll whisper those sweet nothings in your ear.
Right.
You're beautiful. All this stuff. Whisper all that in your ear.
Right.
Or if I'm just burying your head into the pillow, fucking the shit out of you because you done had an attitude all day, and I know how to get it out of.
There you go.
It's what kind of sex are we having? That's also another thing. So what kind of woman am I dealing with, and what kind of sex are we having?
That is very fair.
It's kind of is how I do it. Like you say, I'm versatile in that.
Yeah, because that is important. Because it's like, how can I put it? If and when, because, like you say, when it depends on the situation, time limit, what that looks like, and what do you need right now? What do you desire? And sometimes, fellas, again, this and that y'all, a woman may not tell you straight up what she needs sexually right off the bat, especially if even if you've been with her for some time. Like you say, or do you just need somebody to fuck the shit? You just need the shit fucked out of you right now because you had a long day? Is it because you're hungry? What is going on? But if time permits, and also how long have y'all been fucking and what that looks like? Because guess what? If we've barely been talking, the slow jams is not necessarily coming on right off the rip. Because then that brings, what stages are you in? Is that going to be the emotions? What does that look like? Because at the same time, I have to have a level of connection for you to have that brought out. Because if I'm bringing out the slow jams, the massage, and I barely know you, you're setting yourself up for stage 5 clinger. Mm-hmm. You are setting yourself up for that. But also, I know some guys that's done that. The first rodeo, the first go around, they break it out. Flowers, the candles, the slow music. And I'm like, that's a bold move, Cotton. If you like it, I love it. For some, you may see it that way, but I don't know if I got that in me right now, where I'm at in this stage of my life to break that out for the first go around when fucking with somebody. Now, after I done got it in some other ways, then I feel like a change of gears. Cool. Let me introduce you to another side. Get used to it. So let me ask you this. have you ever met a female that just despises that? It's just like, nah, I'm not. What is this? But she may not be like, what is it? But no, I'm just here for the chorizo, for the sausage, and I'm not here for the love making, the sexuality. I'm just here for the good sex.
Not a one.
Not a single one.
For one reason only, because I've never brought that out too soon.
Gotcha.
I know I have a knack for when to bring that, and it typically is if we like really rocking or are involved past just men, like just casually fucking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not pulling that out, period, for anybody that I'm just casually fucking around with.
Right.
If we're just casually fucking around, that's what it is. I'm fucking the dog shit out of you pretty much every time. Right. Ain't no love making, ain't no Marvin Gaye playing. You know what I mean? Like, why? That's like some special type shit that very few women have even seen that with me, to be honest. I could probably count on one hand the women that have seen that from me, because that's something, again, that's love making.
Right.
I'm not one of these motherfuckers that say, oh, I've been in love 9 times.
Facts.
That's fucking red flag.
Facts. Absolute facts.
Red fucking flag. I'm not one of the motherfuckers that's been in love 9 times.
Right.
Nobody has seen that from me. I can count literally on one hand.
Right.
The girls that have gotten that out of me.
I can actually say the same. You know, I feel like that if you bring that out in me, I'm like, you stuck with me. And what I mean by you stuck with me is that we have a connection, which means that even if we have a falling out, even if we don't see eye to eye, even if time takes us our separate ways, life takes us our separate ways. If you need me for whatever, shoulder to cry on, support, whatever, for the most part, I got you. You know, and I feel, because there's that level of intimacy on that stage, there's a level of vulnerability. I'm showing you a side of me that I very seldom show anybody. You know, sure, I may support you. I may show you how much I care about you in different ways. But if I'm doing those things with you, right? Specifically that. If I give you, because in my mind, if I give you the black card, the emotional black card, which means whatever you need, you let me know I got you. Everybody doesn't get that benefit. Every interaction, any interaction that I have with a woman on it, don't get that level or benefit. So when you mention that, it makes a lot of sense. You know, it literally hits. Why? Because I feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable with you at that stage. And speaking of vulnerability, it kind of takes me back to a trend that took place. We was talking about tests that women do, right? Talk about vulnerability. There was a trend going on, and I remember seeing a video, and it turned me off all the way. And what I mean by that is that there was a trend or a test or a game going on to where women act like they break up with their boyfriends, and they will record the response in regards to that. And I saw one where a woman did that, and you could just hear that he was crushed, right? And she's holding in laughter from his response. And when that took place, and she bust out laughing, and you could just visibly see how that hurt him so bad. Now, in my mind, that was the start of his supervillain arc. Like, that was when he was like, you know what? Bet. And I feel like you don't do that to a person. When a person has opened up to you to that point, to where they're willing to give you roses, flowers, intimacy and sex, rose petals, soft music, soft love, and for you to roll around and do something like that to a person. Time with fire, ladies. So back to what you mentioned in regards to that element. Only happening if I'm with you on that in regards to, only if I rock with you. That's all. That's the only way you're going to get that. So fellas, if you out there doing that because on that note, sometimes fellas will do that to keep you or to feel like, look at me. Look at what I can provide you. They don't really in deep with them. They're like, that's the first thing. Let me show you what you can get if you fuck with me. Again, that's a bold strategy, Cotton. Not one that I would pull.
Ain't doing all that.
Not that.
Only, like I said, count them on one hand. Only if I'm just really rocking me. And I'll be the first one to say it. Not necessarily dating or a relationship. Mm-hmm. Just if I rock with you like that.
Right.
Which means I care about you like
right.
that. To where, like, if you got something rough going on in your life or something like that, then I might be like, shit, I know we only kicking it, we only rocking it, you know what? I'm gonna show her a good night.
Facts.
Pick her up, get her flowers, take her out to dinner, back, relax her with a massage, some soft music.
Right.
And make love to her. Like,
yeah.
Like, just to kind of ease her mind of whatever, take her mind, even if just for a moment.
Right.
Of whatever's going on. Just something like that.
Drop your burdens. Life be life sometimes. And so to have because in those moments, right, that gives you the opportunity to show a woman, I see you. I see the struggles that you, let me take care of this. Let me, like you say, not just jumping straight into sex, but I got you. Let me help alleviate some of the life's burdens that has placed on you. Give you that massage, that smooth music going. Just relax and go from there. So you make a damn good point in that regard.
And I make that distinction of not necessarily being in a relationship because from experience, I have done that and not being in a relationship. But again, one hand. I can count on one hand. Like not everybody is getting that fucking treatment.
At all.
The same way I'm not eating every girl out.
Facts.
Fuck that shit.
At all.
You know, fucking.
No, that.
Some girls ain't getting certain shit that I do in the bedroom. Some girls are not getting the whole playbook.
Yep.
You're going to get 60% of the playbook, but there's another 40 where I can pick it up a notch.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm going to have a stage 5 cleaner if I do this. I'm not giving you the whole playbook.
No, there's levels there. In my mind, a certain hierarchy with this shit. And because we talk about investment, there are some women, like you say, because in my mind, I feel like, because a lot of times people feel like situationships or understandings are bad, but when they're done correctly, they can be more healthy than actual fucking relationships. You can have somebody that is in your corner, supporting you, rocking with you, the whole nine, and not be in a relationship. And people, ladies, I'm going to just throw this out there. Oftentimes when we say a situationship or understanding, the belief is we just gonna fuck on you and fuck on everybody else. And that's not always the case with guys. What that means is that on that same token, you can do the same thing we do. You can go out there and talk, date, have a good time. If you decide to speak with somebody, cool, as long as you're safe, just like we're safe. But to have a consistent person that is in your corner, that supports you, uplift you, that is willing to give you good chorizo, but at the same time, taking care of your emotional needs, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you find that person that is like that, everybody else don't get that same treatment. Everybody else doesn't get the hugs, the cuddles, the kisses, all of that extra shit. It doesn't work like that. And fellas, if you out there doing that to each and every one of them, like you said, P-Mac, eating everybody out, showing them that level of intimacy like that, you setting yourself up for failure. Like there has to be, in our mind, a certain level of hierarchy. There has to be a certain levels to this, because you're going to set yourself up for heartbreak if you got a situationship going on, you go all out, and she just like, all right, cool, bro. That was nice. That was good. But you see her out, skillet scrapings, who ain't doing half of what you're doing, but still getting benefits. Definitely has to be certain levels to this shit.
Hear me, bitch nigga. When we tell you
we
this
trying
shit,
to. We are attempting to educate you because we know y'all could be sucker for love. Y'all could be tender dicks. Y'all can be sit out there. No, but I love her. I mean, she's the one, but I just have to do this. She'll see. You can't force nobody to be in love with you. You can't force nobody to stick with you. Don't work like that.
And like you said, when the shit's done right, the shit is dope as fuck when it's done right.
It is.
Because it's like, when it is, I mean, been in a situation before.
Yeah.
Where it becomes about more than just sex. Like you said, it ain't just just laying with him and that's it. No, it's fucking, it could be, she get me up, hey, I had a long day, I just need, can you just come over and just cuddle with me? Got you.
Say less.
And it ain't gotta be nothing more than that. We ain't gotta get naked. We ain't gotta fuck. We ain't gotta do nothing. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna lay with you till we both fall asleep.
Facts.
And that's gonna be that. Like,
Facts. And the thing, and when shit like that happens, right, one of the first things that people, or both men and, well, I'll say women. Not always women, but sometimes men too. But if you don't do that, you might as well be in a relationship. But why? And the reason why I say, not saying that relationships are bad. Let me put it out there. But the element of freedom works both ways. This is not a one-sided door. What that provides is that guess what? If you decide that any given time, any given space, you decide you want to hang out with your girls, you want to be able to go out of town, that you want to go out and possibly hang out with an old flame that got your heart a fluttering from back in the day and want to see what that looks like, you're free to do that. There is no leash. There is no chains. There is no ounce of confinement when done right. Now, if it's one of them things to where I can do what the fuck I want to do, but you can't, no, that's not the same. It doesn't work that way. And if that's what you're in right now, I highly advise that you get the fuck away from that. But it has to work both ways. That's just my stinking thing.
And then one last aspect of this, I know we get a kick out of this. We know these tender dick motherfuckers. We get a kick out of shit like this.
Oof.
Say, you know, you're for sure.
Right.
We'll call it. You're for sure. You know, y'all out chilling, or maybe y'all not even out together. Like maybe you out with your boys, she out with her girls. Y'all actually just end up in the same spot, right?
Right.
But you see her over there, another nigga over there trying to holler at her. We get our kicks out of that. I love seeing that shit. That shit's funny as fuck to me.
Bro.
I love seeing that shit.
Listen. I'm going to make sure I do all that I can to make eye contact.
What? Shit.
I'm over there with my glass of whiskey looking at you, looking at me while I look at him and y'all. When getting a kick out of it is the motherfucking understatement out of the year. And Armand, ladies and gentlemen, it takes, that is a true, if you really want to see if your situationship or understanding is real, do that. Do exactly the scenario that P-Mac had mentioned. Go out, kick it with somebody else. Be in the same spot that they are. See how their response is. Because as you heard from us, we get our rocks off. We laugh, we joke, we have a whole conversation about it, and we thoroughly enjoy it. Why? Because at the end of the day, keep in mind, this isn't arrogance. This isn't conceit. But what it is confidence. Because we already know that, guess what? He not us. Not gonna do what we do. Not gonna entertain, whether it's dropping dick from the top rope, whether it is making you laugh, feel some type of way. Cool. And guess what? Let's just say hypothetically you leave with him. I'm not gonna lose no sleep about it. It is what it is. Life is what it is. And not holding grudges, not holding or throwing it in the face, but we expect the same courtesy if we're entertaining somebody and leave with somebody else. So, fellas, if you see her out and about, and y'all gotta understand it, don't take it personal, keep it on it. Because how can I put it? We are literally this isn't something that we're just saying just to say for the pocket. We're living this experience. This is like some shit I've seen P-Mac do, and he's seen me do. with it. Laugh. Enjoy it. Don't take it personal. Because in your mind, you're thinking that, oh, she throwing it in my face. Oh, you let your pride get in the way. Nah, bro. Have a drink. Like P-Mac said. Shit. Swing a drink their way. And have a gay old time like the Flintstones. And go from there. But then again, if you can't handle it, don't do it. Can't handle it, don't do it.
And then another aspect of this, you have to be extremely adult to handle this type of situation.
Right.
And you have to be very good at communicating.
Right.
The reason I say this is we always talk about it, proxymetrics.
Mm-hmm.
There is a strong possibility at some point one person may feel stronger than the other.
Facts.
Completely natural, number one. Number two, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
As long as there is a solid foundation of communication.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I don't want to get involved with anybody on that level where the suppression of my feelings is mandatory. I want to be able to communicate, hey, I know we're fucking around. I know this is what it is, but I'm starting to feel away. I just want to know where do we go from here, as opposed to you making me feel bad about feeling a certain way. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Like,
that's
because it can happen.
No doubt.
Like, because again, like when you say, they said, why don't y'all just be in a relationship? All of those attributes may be there. This might even be somebody that you are 100% compatible with.
Right.
But it's just not, timing is everything.
Facts.
It might be the right time for you, may not be the right time for her, or vice versa. I just never want to be in a situation where, with anybody, whether I'm only looking for a situationship,
right,
or what do we call it? Partnership versus companionship.
Facts.
If I'm only looking for companionship, that can turn into partnership.
Facts.
It's the same way they say, when you're best friends with somebody, that may lead to a relationship.
True.
Because if you can be friends with someone first,
right,
that has all the makings of it being able to be a successful, not only a relationship, but a successful one.
Right.
At that. But if I meet a chick and I'm only in it for companionship at that time, I still don't want to have to suppress my feelings. And it may not even be just feelings related to her. It could be something going on in my life. Right. And you've had plenty of conversations about shit I got that I've been dealing with for the past few years.
Right.
Personal shit with my family and shit that I can't open up, that I feel I can't open up to a majority of people about.
Right.
Even something like that, I'd like to be able to communicate shit like that. Now, it doesn't even necessarily have to be any feelings for just you. It could be just anything. I am not getting involved with someone on that level where the suppression of my feelings is mandatory. It's not happening.
No.
If that is, then I'm not rocking with you like that.
At all. Because feelings have to have a safe haven. Point blank period. It has to be in some way, shape, form, or fashion to the where I can confide in you, you can't confide in me in nature in that regard. Suppressions of feelings are never good. I would rather you tell me how you feel regardless of how it hurts me, or even if you have to cuss me out, tell me what that looks like. At the same time, I will always respect, this is my biggest thing. If you can't tell me then, I'm more than willing to give you the space. But that conversation needs to be had. Because if not, it's one thing that I always refer to. It is the bleed. And what I mean by the bleed is just like dye cast in the water. If you don't express your feelings, it bleeds into other aspects of said understanding, situation, or circumstances. whether that's at a game, dancing, food, meals, it will seep out in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But if you can't, Bobby Womack had a song and it was like, if you can't give her love, give it up, give her up. And which means that if, like you say, through them proxymetrics to where if it goes from companionship to partnership or more, if I feel like I can't give you that, or you're destined for more or wanting more, even if I am having the time of my life, and I've seen us having the time of our life, but you desire more, I would rather say, be happy somewhere else. I refuse to put you in a position to hoard you, lie to you, and tell you everything that you want to hear just to keep you to myself, and then go back to what we was doing just to go have it any other way. Because for me personally, I'm in a stage in my life to where freedom is very important to me. I feel like there is a lot of things in my life that I want to accomplish. Currently, I'm headed towards that path, but I'm not there. So settling down, specifically finding inherent roots, I'm not there, and I'll let that be known. But if that is, say for instance, hey, I'm looking for fun, I enjoy what you provide, cool. But if you want and desire more, fellas, it is only right that you give them, women, the opportunity to say, I can't do this. Even if it starts out, even if it is one of those things, but you said, but we agree, it evolves over time. Feelings evolve over time, specifically when sex is involved. Nurturing is involved. Support is involved. Encouragement is involved. Respect that. So when you bring that up, that makes 110% understanding. Now, if you in it for what it is and get it, cool. Because in my mind, one of the biggest things that I'll never lie to you. I'll tell you straight where I'm at the beginning, in the middle, and where you're at. I'll meet you where you're at, but I'm not going to tell you, whisper sweet nothings in your ear to make you feel complacent and calm. If I can't give it to you, I'm going to let you know. And this is something that I've always lived by. I would rather you hate me, but respect me, meaning that not necessarily hate me, but be angry with me and saying, fuck, I did not like what he told me, but also say, I respect that he told me the truth and I can move forward, as opposed to me lie to your face, tell you what you want to hear, and then get you in so deep and then pull back and say, no, I can't do that. To the point where you can't stand. So, you make a damn good point when you bring up exactly what you brought up. Totally get that. Companionship versus partnership is two different things, and it is definitely on a scale to where it can swing both ways. Very much so.
We cooking right now. Man.
Look, kitchen, flaming hot.
We straight cooking right now. As a matter of fact, fuck the time.
Mm-hmm.
Back to what we mentioned.
Oh shit! Where we going?
Ladies.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, bitch niggas too while we at it.
Oh my. Oh my God.
If I am in a relationship with a young lady, okay, or matter of fact, even if it's just a situationship, because there are times where, again, these situationships, like we've been discussing here,
right,
disagreements may happen. You're close enough to where you get on each other's nerves from time to time. Right. Disagreements may happen. You may get mad at each other. Not fucking ain't gonna help shit.
At all.
Just because we mad, I don't want to fuck. Fuck that. We just gonna have some angry sex then.
That's it.
We'll feel better at least for a little bit, and then go back to doing what we're doing. You can go back to knocking cabinets off the wall and slamming doors and shit. I'll go back to playing the game.
Why? Because this is all you do.
Oh, no, you fucking did not.
I forgot I had that on there. That was for you, Diana. We're going to talk about that shit, too.
Yeah, we gonna run it back. You gonna come back, and we got to bring that shit up. Oh, that hurt my spirits.
But yes, being mad at each other not fucking ain't going to help shit.
And you know what? That is a trend that, ladies, I must give you credit for. What I mean by that is that I've noticed more and more women speaking out on this. letting it be known that sex feels good. I want to feel good. So why would I deprive myself of feeling good just because of where we're at right now? You know, that makes a lot of sense, right? And what I mean by that is that we can have a disagreement. We can not see eye to eye. But just, we got needs. Meaning, we want to have a good time. And guess what? You'll be amazed at some of the solutions you can come up with after fucking. Now, with that being said, let me crawl back. Let me crawl back.
There you go.
Emotionally intelligent people
Yes.
can sit up there and be like, damn, that was good. That was great. Needed that. So why was you tripping earlier? What was that like? It can facilitate sometimes.
Open that dialogue.
It can open up that dialogue, right? But for people that don't got that, and y'all just have to, you because guess what, ladies, I'll be honest with you. A homosexual will try to drop dick on you from the top rope when you mad, just to keep being a homosexual. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that is how y'all get in toxic relationships. Motherfucker drop dick on you. You can be mad. You can see some foul shit. You can see some underhanded shit. You can see some shit that has absolutely detrimental to your dating, relationship, marriage. But you will only look at it from the standpoint of, okay, this feels good, and the challenge of the problem be down. Get it. Like I say, have needs, but eventually it needs to be addressed. But when done properly, on the same accord, sex can be one of those, okay, let's get this out, and let's go from there. And lady, I'm gonna tell you how you can see, well, ladies and men, because guess what? Ladies will back it up on you to help you get some shit too, just so you can leave some shit alone. After sex, a little time pass. It ain't gotta be when you rub it on the chest or when you play with the hair. It can be, all right, we're in a good spot. I have some time to think about it. Is it okay if we revisit what initially happened? Depending on the response you get, will tell you everything you need to know. All right, yo, it was a little tough. I was in my feelings. All right, so how about we revisit? Cool, you can talk about it. But if it's one of those, I don't want to talk about it. Da 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 da. No, you tripping. That was all. Reevaluate. Think about it. Go from there. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. That may not always be the case. All I'm saying, just think about it.
That's all we actually do, bitch. That's all we actually do.
We wouldn't steer you wrong. All we can do is provide you with info. Boop.
Shit. Sports. Should we talk sports before we get the fuck out of here?
We can do that.
What's going on? Cowboys won yesterday.
It was ugly as fuck. I kind of felt like it was a loss still, considering how we played. However, a win is a win in the league. And I will always rock my Dallas Cowboys just because I know it makes some of y'all angry.
A lot of y'all angry.
Yes, and you get your feelings about it. And I'm okay with that. Baseball season is wrapping up. I'm a Texas Rangers fan as well. They're in the process of thinking about creating their own channel. I like that. And if you have, that's what we talked about. We're going to have to hit up a Rangers game.
I'm there.
Okay.
100% there.
Because they got some sweets, balconies sweets. I think it's like anywhere between $200 to $260. But guess what? All you can eat, all you can drink. The whole time. Even before the game.
Say fucking man. Shit.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Fucking, just got news the Knicks are trying to trade for Karl Anthony Towns.
Really?
Yeah, they are putting a package together. It's like Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. How the fuck say that shit?
Okay.
For Karl Anthony Towns, so we shall see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
I think could potentially be mutually beneficial for both teams. Maybe more so for the Timberwolves.
Okay.
because then you have to play Towns at 5. So you'll have to see if he's capable of playing 5 or not. So it's a huge risk.
Right.
But clearly him and Gobert cannot play together. Minnesota has realized now, I don't know why they traded for Gobert in the first place, but here we are. Right. So now you are tasked with seeing if Randall and Gobert can play together. That is contingent upon if Randall can even stay healthy or not.
Which is a big ask.
So there's that. WNBA playoffs, semifinals is coming up here. Getting interesting. Yeah. I'll tell you, WNBA, they sure can fuck some shit up.
How so, P-Mac?
We're getting the matchup in the semifinals that should be the finals.
Okay.
Because they fucked the damn bracket up. We're getting New York and Las Vegas in the semifinals.
No.
That should be the motherfucking finals.
Yes.
But they put them on the same side of the bracket because their playoffs aren't conference-based. It's record-based.
No.
If they would just have gone conference-based, they'd be on opposite sides and they would dog walk whoever they get ready to play and they'd be playing each other for the finals because that's the rematch everybody wanted to see. They played in the finals last year. Aces dominated their ass. They've been itching that they want to play them, and now we're getting it, but in the fucking semifinals. They fucked it. They fucked that all up. It should be the fucking finals because I feel like whoever wins this series is going to win the championship.
See that happening? Before we head out, what you think about? Seems like, and I could be wrong. I forgot. I think I was in Houston when I saw it. I could be wrong. Seemed like Diana Taurasi did her last hoorah, and I know.
Well, here's the thing. She hasn't said anything.
She hasn't.
She has not said anything. It's reminding me kind of the situation with Dirk, where he never said anything, but they kind of just pushed him out, and it seemed like Dirk just.
You think that's what they do?
It's reminding me of that because Dirk never said from the start of the season that he was retiring. There was nothing that he was retiring. And it's almost like he just kind of went with it. But like, damn, they did all this, so I guess I'll just go ahead and retire since they're pushing me out. Shit. She has not openly said anything. Everyone has asked her about it. She has not said anything. Fuck. So we do not know. I certainly, with her being my all-time favorite player, I dropped the ball this season of not going to go see her play. And I told myself when this season started that I was, because for this very reason, I didn't know how much longer she'd play. So for that reason, I'm hoping she just want to lace him up just one more time so I can go see her play one more time next season. I've seen her play like 3-4 times, but just see her play one more before she hang him up. So I'm hoping this ain't it. If it is, it's well deserved. I mean,
because when I saw that, I was like, I wonder what P-Mac's what's P-Mac thoughts on this?
But yeah, there's been no official word on if she is retiring or not. It reminded me of the Dirk shit. They pushed that motherfucker out.
I hate you so much right now.
I don't care what nobody say. They pushed
him
him out
right now.
They basically did to him what Dwayne Wade, his farewell tour.
Right.
They basically did to him what Wade did. And
just ushered him out.
They just pushed him out because there was no statement made that, hey, yes, Dirk Nowitzki playing in my last season.
Right.
He never said that shit. But the whole season, they treated it as if he was. And I think he just kind of went with it and was just like, well, shit, they done did all this.
Might as well.
Fuck out.
Might as well.
Yeah. So if it is, it's been a great ride for Diana Taurasi.
Right.
In my opinion, the greatest of all time. I know it's debatable. It's always going to be debatable what you're going to do. But in my eyes, she's the greatest of all time.
When it comes down to greatest of all time, it's one of the biggest things that I take from it. It comes from a scout named Brian Broaddus. He covers the Cowboys on championships. When people start talking about different players, greatest of all times, or different positions, quarterbacks, so on and so forth, he only says 2 words: ice cream. And by that, one person's favorite is Rocky Road, Another person's is Bluebell Vanilla. It all depends. Doesn't make any of them wrong, but in the eye of the beholder, the perspective, different taste buds, whether that is how she shoots, other people may prefer post up. It's all in the eyes of the person that is watching the game. And in regards to the WNBA, the more eyes, especially now, totally here for it.
And with that being said, huge shout out to Asia Wilson, her third MVP.
That woman there.
For anybody that hasn't been paying attention, let me tell you right now, what Asia Wilson has done this season, she's put up numbers that are biblical.
Yes. Yes.
And if we're being perfectly honest, this should be her fourth MVP. She got robbed of that shit last year because they gave it to Stewie. I still don't fucking know why. And it was really just ridiculous. This should be her fourth MVP, but that's a conversation for another day. Huge shout out to her. I'm rooting for her. I hope they get their third in a row.
Fuck yeah.
And if the Aces are able to do this and three-peat, you now have to put them in the conversation with the early Houston Comets that four-peated.
Yeah.
Because
that was a legit squad.
No team has even gotten close to doing that since then.
Because who was that? That was Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops. Yep. That was Tina Thompson. Yep. You don't have a choice. It's not open for discussion at all.
So yeah, I'm definitely rooting for them. And it's just my personal opinion. Asia Wilson, I think when it's all said and done, I hate ranking people while they're still playing.
Right.
I've always hated doing that. She is on the trajectory that I might change my argument on who the greatest of all time is. I think by the time her career is done, I'm just saying, because everything that she has done to only be, if I'm not mistaken, only 28 years old right now. If I'm not mistaken.
Woo.
I know she's not even 30 yet. 2-time WNBA champ already. 3-time MVP. NCAA champ. Defensive player of the year. First team all WNBA numerous times. Olympic gold medalist. Right. She ain't even 30. Like, we might be having another discussion in about 10 years. 10 years from now on who the greatest of all time is by the time it's up to her, because she's already the best player in the world right now.
Right.
And this discussion might be over with. Or it might be different in another 10 years. So
I agree.
We shall see.
Yep.
And the semifinals are starting here pretty soon, so we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm rooting for them.
Can't wait to check it out.
We shall see. I mean, it's the rematch we're waiting for. Again, WNBA fucked it up with how they did this shit, but we get what we get. I mean, at least they're actually playing each other, because it would be blasphemous if they just happen to not run into each other at all in these playoffs. So
it would better now than never.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely take that and run with it for sure.
Yeah, Stewart got something to prove after she got put in jail last year. Alicia Clark put the clamps on her. Nobody expected. I didn't even expect that. When Candace Parker went down and wasn't available to play last year, and they got matched up against New York Liberty, I was like, shit, they're gonna have to have Asia Wilson guard her.
Right.
And lo and behold, they pulled Alicia Clark. They 6th woman of the year, put the clamps on her, which is the reason why I didn't know if that matchup was going to work, because Brianna Stewart's about 6'4". Alicia Clark's like 5'10".
And made that shit work.
Now she showed why she, number one, is a veteran, and number two, why she's been on the WNBA all defensive team before.
Right.
She showed that she put clamps on Stewie last year. So I know Brianna Stewart got something to prove. We're going to find out, because the future goes wait.
And guess what? We're here for it.
100%.
Here for it.
100%. They all cooking too. So I'm ready to sit down and watch it. This comes from somebody that's been watching WNBA. Not like some of y'all fuckers that just started. But I'm not going to go into that. I ain't going to go into all of that. I'm just going to sit back and chill. Shit. Fuck. Anything else you got before we get up out of here?
No, I think I'm good to go. We got a lot of good action in on whether it's wrestling, WNBA, situationships. Long story short, we got any and everything that you need in this specific episode. Fuck with us next week. See what it look like.
Most definitely. Shit. Well, as always, it is your boy, the bad guy P-Mac.
It's your boy, the Walking Holiday He-Man.
If you want to do the honors and take us out.
Hey.
Shit.
Put it to you like this. We're going to say episode 105, but season 6, chapter 3.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So fuck with us, holler at us. Let's make magic happen. It's only the beginning. We're going to fuck with y'all later. Peace.
Peace out.